The New Mexico desert, a place of stark beauty and unforgiving silence. Its vast expanse stretches endlessly, a canvas painted with hues of red and gold, where the horizon seems to blur into infinity. Sun-bleached bones lie scattered beneath a relentless sun, remnants of life that once thrived in this harsh environment. Each bone tells a story of survival and demise. The wind whispers through canyons, carrying secrets best left buried. It sweeps across the land, rustling the sparse vegetation and echoing through the empty spaces. It was here, near the quiet town of Truth or Consequences, that the earth yielded a secret more horrific than any legend. A secret that would forever change the lives of those who uncovered it. A secret hidden within a nondescript trailer, its walls soundproofed, its interior a nightmare. This trailer, seemingly ordinary from the outside, concealed horrors beyond imagination. This was no ordinary dwelling. It was a place where darkness thrived and evil found a home. This was the Toy Box, the lair of David Parker Ray, a man whose name would become synonymous with terror. The year was 1999, a year that would mark the end of his reign of terror. A frantic escape, a desperate plea for help. In the dead of night, a woman ran through the desert, her heart pounding with fear and hope. A young woman, naked and terrified, wearing only a dog collar and a chain, stumbled into the light. Her eyes wide with terror, her body marked by the cruelty she had endured. Her story, once pieced together, would send chills down the spines of seasoned investigators. They had never encountered such a tale of horror and survival. She spoke of unimaginable horrors, of captivity, torture, and a man who reveled in the suffering of others. Her words painted a picture of a nightmare that seemed too horrific to be real. Her name was Cynthia Vigil, and she had escaped from hell. Her courage and determination would bring an end to the terror that had plagued the desert. David Parker Ray. The name itself would become synonymous with depravity, a bogeyman whispered in hushed tones. Born in 1939, Ray's life was a slow descent into darkness, a path littered with hints of the monster he would become. From a young age, he displayed a disturbing fascination with sadism and torture, his fantasies fueled by violent pornography and twisted desires. The timeline of his crimes is a chilling testament to his escalating depravity. Starting in the 1950s, Ray is believed to have begun his spree of terror, abducting and torturing young women. The authorities believe his reign of terror continued for decades, his crimes hidden beneath the desolate beauty of the New Mexico desert. Each passing year brought new victims, their screams swallowed by the soundproof walls of his mobile torture chamber. The trailer, dubbed the Toy Box by Ray himself, was a testament to his twisted psyche. Hidden away in the desolate desert, it was a place where nightmares came to life, far from the prying eyes of society. Every inch of the space was designed to inflict pain and terror. The walls seemed to close in, suffocating any hope of escape, while the instruments of torture were meticulously arranged, each with a specific purpose. Chains, whips, and restraints hung from the ceiling, their metal glinting ominously in the dim light. The air was thick with the scent of fear and despair, a silent witness to the horrors that unfolded within. A gynecologist's chair sat in the center, a chilling symbol of the violation that took place within those walls. It was a stark reminder of the cruelty that Ray inflicted upon his victims, a tool of unimaginable suffering. Audio tapes recorded in Ray's own voice provided a chilling soundtrack to the horrors inflicted within the Toy Box. His voice, calm and methodical, described the unspeakable acts he committed, leaving a haunting echo in the minds of those who heard them. The tapes detailed his methods of torture, his instructions delivered in a calm, almost conversational tone. They revealed a man who took pleasure in the pain of others, a predator who thrived on control and domination. They were a testament to his meticulous planning, his desire to break his victims both physically and psychologically. Each note, each plan, was a window into his dark and twisted mind. The tapes, along with the tools of his trade, painted a picture of a man consumed by darkness, a man who found pleasure in the suffering of others. It was a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity, a glimpse into the mind of a true monster. David Parker Ray was a master manipulator, a predator skilled in the art of deception. He preyed on vulnerable young women, often prostitutes or drifters, luring them with promises of drugs or money. Once he had earned their trust, he would strike, drugging their drinks and rendering them helpless. His victims, once unconscious, would awaken to a living nightmare. They would find themselves chained, naked and trapped within the confines of the toy box. Their captor, his face often hidden behind a mask, would become their tormentor, subjecting them to unimaginable horrors. Ray's methods were calculated and cruel, designed to instill maximum fear and pain. Section 5, Echoes in the Dark, a litany of suffering. The stories of those who survived the toy box are not for the faint of heart. They speak of unimaginable pain, of days, weeks, even months spent trapped within that metal coffin. Ray's torture went far beyond the physical. He delighted in degrading and humiliating his victims, forcing them to endure sexual assaults, sleep deprivation and starvation. He would play his tapes, their chilling audio a constant reminder of his power over them. The tape served as a form of psychological torture, breaking down their resistance and leaving them feeling utterly helpless. The physical scars would heal, but the psychological wounds, the memories of the toy box, would continue to haunt them forever. Section 6. Unanswered Screams, the Missing Voices. While several women managed to escape Ray's clutches, the true extent of his crimes remains unknown. Investigators believe that he may have murdered as many as 60 women, their bodies disposed of in the vast expanse of the New Mexico desert. The desert, with its shifting sands and unforgiving climate, holds its secrets close. For every survivor, there are countless others whose voices were silenced forever. Their families left with unanswered questions, their pain a constant reminder of the monster who stole their loved ones away. The authorities, despite their best efforts, were never able to connect Ray to any confirmed deaths. The desert, it seemed, had swallowed the evidence whole. Section 7. The Sins of the Father, a Twisted Legacy. During his interrogation, Ray made a chilling claim. He spoke of his father, a man who he claimed had introduced him to the world of sadism and violence. He alleged that his father had abused him, teaching him the tools of torture and instilling in him a deep-seated hatred for women. While the veracity of Ray's claims remains unconfirmed, they offer a glimpse into the mind of a monster. Was he a product of his upbringing, a cycle of abuse repeating itself? Or was this simply an attempt to deflect blame, to paint himself as a victim rather than the perpetrator? The answer, lost to the sands of time, is a chilling reminder that monsters are often shaped, not born. Section 8. Scars on the Land, the Enduring Shadow of the Toy Box. The discovery of the toy box sent shockwaves through New Mexico and beyond. The sheer brutality and the chilling details of the crimes committed within its walls left an indelible mark on the psyche of the community. The small town of Truth or Consequences, once known for its healing hot springs, was forever branded by the horrors that had unfolded within its borders. The name, once a symbol of rejuvenation, now evoked a sense of dread and unease. The case became a media sensation. The details of Ray's crimes splashed across newspapers and television screens. The public was both horrified and morbidly fascinated by the gruesome revelations. The trial, held in 2001, captivated the nation. People from all walks of life followed the proceedings closely, eager to see justice served for the unspeakable acts committed. Ray, facing a mountain of evidence, eventually pleaded guilty to a number of charges, including kidnapping and rape. His demeanor in court was cold and unrepentant, further fueling the public's outrage. He was sentenced to 224 years in prison, a sentence that would ensure he would never again draw breath as a free man. The community felt a sense of relief, knowing he would be behind bars for the rest of his life. However, true justice remained elusive. The scars left by his actions ran deep, and the community continued to grapple with the emotional and psychological aftermath. With no confirmed murders, Ray escaped the death penalty, a fact that sat heavy on the hearts of the victims and their families. The lack of closure haunted them, a constant reminder of the enduring shadow cast by the toy box. Section 9. A Legacy of Terror. David Parker Ray died in prison in 2002, his reign of terror finally at an end. However, the legacy of the toy box killer lives on. His crimes serve as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. The case continues to fascinate and horrify, the subject of countless documentaries, books and podcasts. The story of the toy box is a stark reminder that monsters are real. They walk among us, hiding in plain sight, their true nature concealed behind a veneer of normalcy. The desert, once a silent witness to unspeakable horrors, now stands as a chilling monument to the victims of David Parker Ray. Their stories, though difficult to hear, must be told, lest we forget the human cost of evil.